chips. Work for championships, no it gets no better than this. Just sit and relax a bit. We're talking the pass and blitz. We're talking the jump and swish. We're talking the pitch and miss. Clean space, kick space. You come to the right place. Beat bait. I don't need to see other shows. I'm straight. Cause they not impressing me. I tune into legacy. Legacy. Fourth and goal and on the road. Legacy.
Now it's time for the Robb Johnson Sports Show, presented by the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Robb Johnson Sports Show, episode 41. I am Robb Johnson, your host of the Robb Johnson Sports Show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to what I am bringing to you all today. Nothing but greatness personified here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network and Robb Johnson Media. Here is the rundown today, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, Cam Newton is a victim. Russell Wilson, can he still play? Officiating issues, WWE quick review, and the NBA MVP. Who do I think is the NBA MVP? Now, let's start with the Cam Newton situation from last night, ladies and gentlemen. Well, not last night, but over the weekend. Cam Newton, a quarterback who is a MVP, not only an MVP with the Carolina Panthers, a team that he carried for a long time. I'm your guy, Robb Johnson. Welcome into the show. He also was a national champion at Auburn. So here's the thing. As you see the Robb Johnson tee, also make sure you here's his hoodie. If you need a hoodie, let me know. Also, he was a national champion at Auburn, brought them a national championship with basically not as good of a roster as Alabama did. When Alabama beat that team, I think a lot of people are still salty about that to this day, which we really won't get into that too much, but I think there's still some very salty folks about what happened there in Auburn, Alabama that day late in the season before they went on to win the SEC championship, and then they went on to beat the Oregon Ducks for the national championship. Over the weekend, something happened, and I'm going to go in on the situation because of the simple fact that Cam Newton is a player that did not have to do what he did. And when I say he didn't have to do what he did, he went and he helped kids who otherwise wouldn't get the opportunity to work with an NFL star. Imagine working with your favorite NFL star. And then you have parents. You even have some kids. Mostly parents, I believe. The video's kind of grainy. But you have parents coming up and trying to fight Cam Newton, 6'5", 250 pounds. I sat in a room, not sat, but I was in a press conference, as I've said many times, with Cam Newton. And the thing is, folks, is that, you know, this is when Cam, see, I got my hair. This is when Cam was starting to grow the hair. Now you see he's got the dreads, he's got the feather in the cap, all that good stuff. But this is around 2018 when they played Washington, I believe. It was 2017. It was 2017, 2018. I believe it was 2017 when they played Washington. Came in the press conference. This dude was big. He was humongous. arms, everything. And the thing is, he didn't even look that big. So you know when you got a guy who's 6'4", 6'5", 250, and he's that big, man, he's a strong cat. But don't take my words for it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the video of Cam Newton getting attacked. That's why he's a victim. He's a victim in this situation. He's also a victim of trying to give back to his ungrateful community. A lot of times, especially in our community, and I say, I mean the black community, we're ungrateful for a lot of things. Do you see anybody attacking Peyton and Eli Manning? Do you see any of these other things happening? No, because, and you know, I'm not going to, and I say that, but there are other communities where they have issues, but I have to keep mine in check because it feels like the entire world is always trying to come at the black community for something. So in this situation, when the guy is actually trying to do something to bring some type of love, some type of, hey, I care for you guys. What do you people do? It's specifically there. You attack the man. Why? Because you didn't like what he said? He's a former professional athlete, an MVP. Who exactly are... See, I was about to curse. See, that's my new censor button. When I'm about to curse or do something crazy, I got to censor myself. So let's look at the video. It's just shameful. Most people are lucky Cam did not do bodily harm. Punch somebody in the face. Again, punch somebody in the face. Throwing them bowls, man. And that's the problem. You have guys out here who are professional athletes. Hey, give me 1 second, folks. Let me get my hair. My hair is making me I'm getting a little hot with the hair. I gotta tie it back. See, I'm getting a little hot. You get a little hot when the hair is up. I gotta tie it back because I'm a little angry right now. So I'm getting a little hot. So let me tie this thing back. Anyway, that's the problem, folks. When you have professional athletes who want to give their time, and people do things like this, athletes don't want to come out and be a part of these things anymore. And I'm gonna tell you another reason why this hurts. Because it hurts independent media. Independent media like myself, because they're like, hey, what are these people jealous? Do they not like that these athletes are making this type of money? Do they not like that these athletes are prestigious? And it hurts us because then they're looking at us like, do we really want you guys around? Do we really want you around our athletes? And trust me, that's why a lot of independent media has kind of suffered over the last couple of years and whatnot because of ignorant doofuses who continue to do stupid stuff like this. Just because Cam Newton is successful, don't get mad at him. And don't think, parents, stop living through your children. Stop living through your children. Coaches, stop living through the children. Hey, assistant, could you pass me my drink, please? I got an assistant. Assistant, could you pass me my drink, please? My throat is going crazy right now. Please. Anyway, this is a good thing by having assistants, etc. and people who help you out because trust me, my throat is about to go because I am so mad and angry right now. You toss it here. Thanks, assistant. Appreciate it. Diet Pepsi, drink it. Anyway, this is the problem. Stop living through the kids. Coaches, if you couldn't make it to college, even if you made it to college, but you couldn't make it to the NFL, stop living through these kids. Let them live. Parents, because you couldn't make it, stop living through these damn kids. That's the problem in today's society with social media. I see it all the time. I see parents, and that's the worst thing. You see grandparents, grandpas, grandmas, mamas, daddies on social media all day long. TikTok. This is how I want to live my life. I wish my life was like this. I wish I had the diamonds, the money, the jewels, all the fame. But what you guys don't understand is, by you putting that much pressure on your kids, I'm not saying don't put pressure on your kids. What I'm saying is let them live a little bit. Let them have a childhood. Push them, yes, but when it becomes your push and your ego that is driven, that's when it's wrong. And that's exactly what happened right there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go to our next topic. And I have him holding his Super Bowl championship because, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I get so sick. I get so tired of the slander of Mr. Russell Wilson. Wilson was a great college quarterback. He did everything he could do to have success while he was in college. Russell Wilson is a guy that I have a lot of respect for. I hear people out here talking about, oh, his off the field. What off the field? This man was one bad call away from having 2 Super Bowl championships and Tom Brady having 6 instead of 7. The last I checked, ladies and gentlemen, he has as many Super Bowls as Mr. Sean Payton. Sean Payton out here acting like he got 4 or 5 rings. He out here acting like he the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, guess what, Sean Payton? I know you're connected. I know you got the Bill Parcells tree, but you got 1 chip. And don't blame the refs. Don't blame the Rams because you were up 13-0. You were up 13-0. That interception that was thrown, that missed interception, what was it? That pass interference and whatnot. Didn't the Saints go to overtime? Didn't the Saints lead 13-0? So in my eyes, all I hear is a bunch of excuses. And I get so sick and tired of the excuses. So many excuses by Sean Payton. Oh, by the way, you remember Stephon Diggs? Remember Stephon Diggs when he caught that ball? What was like 60, 70 yards down the field? Oh yeah. Yeah, what happened with that? You were about to go to Philly and get blown out anyway, son. So it really don't matter. But yeah, what happened to that? You let Stephon Diggs go 70 yards, but I guess it wasn't your fault, right? Gotta make sure I quench my thirst. But anyway, Russell Wilson is 347 yards away from 44,000 yards in his career. Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. In fact, let's go down the numbers again. 43,653 yards, 334 touchdowns, only 106 interceptions. 26-8 last year, over 3,000 yards. Russ played great. He beat the Bills on the road. He beat the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. I mean, we out here talking about Kirk Cousins like he got a championship. Oh, by the way, who did Kirk Cousins beat? Who was the one guy that Kirk Cousins beat? Oh, that's right, Sean Payton on the road. Come on, man. You gave this guy Sean Payton way too much credit, way too much love. Yes, he had Drew Brees, but Drew Brees was good coming out of college. He's needed a right system. They had players in New Orleans, man. They had decent defenses in New Orleans. You know, they go against the Colts to get the onside kick. They beat the Colts. Good job. And I think that's one of the reasons. If you think about it, and the connection is even crazier, right? You think about it. Sean Payton beat Peyton Manning. He beat him by what? 2 touchdowns, barely beat him. Russell Wilson blew out Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had a hell of a team. So again, Sean Payton, who the hell are you to tell me that Russell Wilson is no longer a great quarterback? And then let's talk about Matt Hasselbeck. I want to get into Matt Hasselbeck. I'm about to get straight deep in Matt Hasselbeck. Oh yeah, I was about to curse. I had to turn the censor button on. I had to turn the censor button on because I was about to get Matt and Tim Hasselbeck's. Oh man, this guy talking about Russell Wilson should retire. Russell Wilson, he don't have the ego to take a league minimum. You got the other people talking about, oh, his off the field issues. What off the field issues? I ain't never heard anything about Russell Wilson beating up Sierra. I ain't never heard anything about Russell Wilson doing anything about the field. Now, I did hear about this guy named Ben Roethlisberger, who was a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who got in a whole bunch of offseason stuff. But nobody seems to ever talk about Big Ben. Nobody ever seems to really criticize guy Big Ben. Big Ben. Whatever. It's Big Ben. I can't talk today. I'm so mad and angry. When I'm mad and angry, I trip. So let me calm down a little bit. Woosah. Bottom line is this, folks. Russell Wilson's a great quarterback. Russell Wilson deserves to be a quarterback in this league. He's earned it. the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Atlanta Falcons, the New England Patriots, the Las Vegas Raiders. Those are destinations for that man. Even the Washington Commanders, even though I wouldn't go there because I know how that fan base is. And I know how they would react. And as soon as he threw a pick or as soon as he had incompletion, we want Sam Howell. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Sam Howell was destroyed by Eric Bieniemy, even though he only played one game in the 22-23 season. All right, he played one game against Dallas, and he had like 169 yards, touchdown pick. It wasn't even that great of a numbers. And he has weapons. And everybody just flosses over and just doesn't bring the fact up that when Jacoby Brissett came in, he looked a hell of a lot better than Sam Howell did. But we're not going to talk about that, right? You know, we'll move the goalposts. It's okay. We'll move the goalposts. Anyway, let's get into our next subject here. Again, this is the Robb Johnson Sports Show presented by our Legacy Maker Sports Network and Robb Johnson Media. Our next topic, the officiating issues in pro sports. And not even just pro sports, but just in sports in general. Tim Donaghy should have been a wake-up call for you all. There are numerous people, former people in the life. I'm not going to call out any names because I'm not that stupid. Ain't nobody coming after me. But there are people that have been in the life who have talked about how gambling in sports has been a real thing. If you think people aren't gambling in high school sports, you're lying to yourself. Now, is it legal to bet on high school sports? No. Do I think officials are doing it under the table? Yeah, damn right I think they are. Because something just ain't right. You go to any high school game, you go to any college game, you go to any pro game, and you will clearly see that something's off. Are people just not paying attention as much as they used to? Are people not adapting to the rules as much as they used to be? Or is there a gambling angle? I think in pro sports, there is some type of gambling angle. How are you going to tell me back in the 2000s that Tim Donaghy was out here betting with a mob, but somehow in 2024, where life is so much crazier, life was crazy then. You got to remember, back in that era, we were just coming off the 9/11 attacks. We were just coming off, we're going into the financial crisis, and we're in a financial crisis now. You think people aren't out here trying to supplement their income? Come on, folks. And I don't really know how much a ref makes. I know it's a decent salary, but even if you're making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, people still want to support that lifestyle. It goes back to social media. People want to support that rock star lifestyle. And you're out here buying Mercedes, you're out here buying BMWs, you're buying your girl, or vice versa. She's buying her guy, or their side guy, or his side girl, or this girl, or that, etc. Just keeping it real with you. He got some, or she got some kids on the side that the spouse don't know about. They're paying for extra child support. They're popping bottles. These are all legitimate things. You may think I'm joking here, but I'm being dead serious. This is what happens when you live that high lifestyle. High value comes with it, money-wise. So yes, I do believe that in a sense, when you're talking about sports, when you're talking about FanDuel, trust me, these people know how to gamble. These people are working with professionals in the sense of hitmen, in terms of people who live that life. They know how to navigate without getting caught. Even in this high-tech world, trust me, there are people who know how to do it. I don't gamble. As a journalist, I think it is unethical, totally unethical to gamble if you are a sports journalist, because it disintegrates, in my opinion, your mind. It takes away from what the real goal is for the game. So I'm saying it to say this. We've got a lot of officiating issues in sports, not just from high school, not just JV, not just lower league level, pro level, etc. Listen, folks, gambling's everywhere, folks. Money is everywhere. They say money's the root of all evil. Well, guess what? It's very evil, because trust me, it's going on. And people say, well, where's the evidence? Listen, folks, sometimes in life, I know this is hard for people to really, comprehend this, but sometimes like there's this thing called common sense. In life, you can have book smarts. You can have all types of smarts. But if you don't have street smarts, if you don't have common sense, you're going to get lost in this world. You could be having a conversation with somebody right now, and they'd be like, oh, I like what you got on. They're probably lying to you. They probably don't like what you got on at all. But a naive, ignorant person will think that person is complimenting them. A person with some sense is going to realize, oh, man, I need to watch this person. And any person with common sense knows that gambling is still an issue when it comes to officiating. And I do not care. I do not care if these people come out and apologize. Apologies mean absolutely nothing. Nothing. So, now, let's go to our next topic here. We're going to do a quick Raw review, tell you guys what happened, and we'll go from there. We got one more topic after this. We'll be really quick, and we'll be off here until probably tomorrow. Now, what we had tonight on WWE was some matches here and there that were pretty decent. We had some little exchanges that were good. Rhea Ripley kicked off Monday Night Raw. Becky Lynch came out to confront her. Then Nia Jax attacked Becky Lynch, which I was glad to see. I'm not a Becky Lynch fan at all. That was a good segment, decent. Raquel Rodriguez defeated Chelsea Green. No need to talk about that. Sami Zayn defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. Really good match. Shinsuke's been losing a lot lately. I don't really like that, but Shinsuke is still doing very good in the ring. So he won that match. Imperium against the New Day. This was the match of the night. Imperium ended up winning, but I think this is a good turn for New Day. They continue to have this edge on them. They continue to have that thing where they are not just playful, but they are out there competing, going hard, etc. I like what I see from the New Day. That was definitely the match of the night. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark defeat LeRae and Hartwell. Not a good match. Didn't like it. Drew McIntyre confronts Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre is doing the best heel work, but it's got a funny spin. Comes out, does a CM Punk, crosses his legs. Seth Rollins comes out, gives us more mixed messages. I don't really know what Seth is talking about these days. Stopping the bloodline, etc. I think Seth is in the mix of a heel turn because he's acting really funny to me right now. So I don't know what's going on with Seth, but we'll see. Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. That ended in a disqualification. Becky Lynch came out, attacked Nia Jax. There's this whole thing now about we want Liv. No, we don't. No, we don't. Liv Morgan's overrated. She's not a good wrestler. Wish her all the best, but no. Cody Rhodes defeated Grayson Waller. Paul Heyman came out with the NYPD blue in San Jose, California. He's like, they're on suspension, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Cody Rhodes ended up beating up security. I would give Raw. I wasn't a big fan of Raw last night. I'll still give it a 7 out of 10. I wasn't giving it a 6.5, but the last segment with Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes really overdid it, so I really like that. Fifth topic here. When it comes to NBA MVP, right now I have two names. I would have to say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Jason Tatum. As long as the Boston Celtics continue to play good basketball, how can you not say that it's not Tatum? Tatum is in line for an extension very soon, contract extension. He's doing very well with the Boston Celtics. They're the best team in the East. The only team I can see probably giving them any type of noise would be Milwaukee. You always have to leave Miami in there. If Miami somehow, some way could play Boston in the playoffs, that would be good for Boston because Boston need to test themselves. Take down that demon that has been holding them down for so long, Jimmy Butler and crew. But I think Boston's so good right now with Porzingis added, and then you bring in a Holiday from Milwaukee with that defense. This Boston Celtics team is very good. I just don't see anybody beating them right now, especially now after All-Star break. They're trying to get to the playoffs as quickly as possible. Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA, and until further notice, Jason Tatum's my MVP. But if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can continue to play well, do good things for Oklahoma City Thunder, he could be in that race as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Rob Johnson Sports Show, episode 41, presented by the Legacy Maker Sports Network and Rob Johnson Media. I will see you all tomorrow.